Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing this lovely, fine Wednesday afternoon? Sorry, guys, it took me longer. It took me a little bit longer to get videos out today. I had to work on doing some extra stuff with my thumbnail and just trying to edit some extra things. I'm working on trying to add some new things into my videos, so that's why it took a little bit longer. So, I was up early this morning. I just did not... It just took me about 3.5, almost 4 hours to get YouTube video put out. So, I got it figured out, which is good. There'll be new stuff coming. Also, guys, if you can't tell, I rearranged my room. Well, technically, I moved. I was on the other side of the room, and now I'm on the side of the room. So, I had an OCD moment last night, and I'm like, I'm going to be adding stuff to my stream in the next couple of months. I need to go ahead and move my stuff around. So, I went ahead and did that. So, other side of that, we're going to do a little weather update here, talk about what's going on. We've got some interesting things for the southeast. Snowfall potentially now from Louisiana all the way up to the Carolinas, showing on the GFS run for this weekend. We've got the European model also starting to hint at it as well here. Big changes with the day runs today. So could we see accumulation along I-10 all the way up into North Carolina? Absolutely 100%. It's absolutely possible. Could we see snow in a lot of places? Absolutely 100%. So we're going to talk about all that here. You can see on your satellite imagery here this afternoon, we do have our northwesterly flow ongoing here. Let me actually fix this. Give me 2.5 seconds here. Where is it at? I am losing my mind. I have my pin app on, but it's not showing me where it's at. There it is. There it is. Okay, awesome. Northwesterly flow. Here we go. There it is. We have a low pressure system that's actually ongoing here across the Ohio Valley. There is going to be some very, very significant snowfall across Pennsylvania, New York, this area specifically. Tonight we'll get some very, very good snowfall through tonight and into tomorrow. And then another batch of snow will come in on Friday into Saturday. And then another batch of snow early next week. So the area that I have circled here, I am most concerned about for potentially high snowfall totals over the next really 3 to 5, maybe 7 days here. And then this area right in here, gonna be a big question mark if we get snowfall, but we'll see. We're going to talk about all that here in just a second. If you guys are coming to the stream, welcome in. Carissa, Carissa, Ashley, all of y'all coming in. Emmanuel, welcome to see you guys in here. Weston's Weatherwise in here. Good to see y'all coming in here today. I appreciate you guys. We got Katie in here as well. Justin's in here. Thank you to y'all for joining this lovely, lovely update. Now that I look at this kind of looks like a face. That's actually kind of crazy. Anyways, as I was saying, that's our satellite imagery right now. You can also see, let me turn on the, let's look at the water vapory. Yeah, so we've actually got a little tiny surprising subtropical connection here. There is a low pressure system that's going to also come off the coast of Mexico in the next day or two, and it's going to merge with our weekend system. But look at this, guys. Look at this northwesterly flow. Ugh. Talk about a cold setup here. This is going to get really, really interesting as we head into the next couple of days. Here is our updated... Make sure it's updated. Yep, here's our updated temperature outlook here. This is from yesterday. The new one won't come until later on this evening. They did they did shorten the above average temperatures. It was all the way up here yesterday. Now we're starting to see, hey, we're going to get some colder air that's going to be spilling down a little bit further in the north. So this is the area, the La Nina pattern, very, very favorable here, as we've been talking about the last couple of days. The reason why it shows above average temperatures down here in Louisiana and Texas, even though you guys may get snow this weekend, is because this is after the 19th. This is after Monday, Tuesday's event here. So once again here, we are going to be watching for a very, very cold time ahead here. And if you also take a look, interestingly enough, we are starting to trend above average with precipitation, especially in this area right in here. And that would combine with that La Nina flow, would combine with that and make us have winter storm potential here. So this would be the area that I'm watching for winter storms, more than likely going to be this area in here, maybe even up in here, depending on if we get any northwesterly flow going into the rest of the month, which is possible. But we'll see. We'll have to see how this plays out. This is a little bit of a change since yesterday's forecast. But I want to go ahead and talk about models, because that's what you guys are here for. Let's chat here. Let's talk about what's happening. Let's start out with the 09. I want to run through a couple things and show you guys here the trends and the changes. We're going to start with midnight. So last night's midnight GFS run. I want to show you this, right? Clipper system, lots of snowfall here from Pennsylvania down tonight. This will start tonight and through tomorrow. Also, very, very windy conditions as well coming with this once the front comes through. We'll look at the short range model guidance here in just a minute on that. But the low pressure system last night moves its way to the northeast, and then here comes that second system. So last night, we were starting to see the signal for a snowstorm somewhere in this area next Sunday, or this coming up Sunday. So this would be on the 18th and the 19th. So about 3 to 4 days out here. This is what we are looking at here is snowfall up in here. We know we're going to get snowfall in these areas. I'm not, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. We're talking about the deep south right now. This was the signal. And here's what you want to see. If you want to get a snow system off the East Coast or in the deep south, you want to have a low that develops right next to the coastline and works its way all the way up. You want to see it's got to hit certain latitude and longitude all the way up in order to get moisture and cold air to wrap around the low to get a snowfall. So last night, 12 o'clock this morning when the GFS ran last night, this was the first sign of, hey, this is potentially now a scenario. This is a little bit of an uptrend. You wake up this morning and you look at the 06Z run from this morning, same clipper system there. Here it comes. More snow for the Ohio Valley into Saturday. And then watch what happens here. Low deepens. Now we have more snow. The 6 o'clock this morning showing up here from the Florida Panhandle all the way up. It has this low off the coast here, a little bit closer, moving further to the north, a little bit more moisture to work with. And what does it do? It brings us a closer low to the coast. Right? All right. Then we get to the 12Z that just ran about 2 hours ago. Here is what you want to see. Here goes our clipper system. There it goes. And then watch what happens. Low deepens, low deepens, low deepens, forms right along the coastline. And we have snow mixed with rain falling from I-10 all the way up here into the Carolinas. You'll see this go. Here it goes. And then right up the northeast coastline. So that is a major trend. That is not the GFS fantasizing. That is not, a BS run. This is 3 model trends in a row, starting at midnight or 12 o'clock this morning, all the way through now. This is 12 hours of model runs showing a system getting closer and closer and closer to the coastline. Now, the European doesn't quite yet agree with that yet. It's starting to show the signs of it. I want to see what the 18Z does and the OOZ do tonight, but we're talking, guys, this is on Saturday and Sunday this would be happening. We'd be getting snow in this area on Saturday and Sunday. So we're not far out. Like I said, this is not La La Land. This is not like, knock this off. Like, this is actually a potential winter storm that could bring snow. And, if we were to look at the snowfall accumulation with this, you'll see the snowfall up north. You'll see the snowfall down south. This would be a pretty good amount of snowfall. I mean, we're talking 3 to 5 inches of snowfall along the Gulf Coast. That's a lot for them, especially after we just had a winter storm last year in this area. So you can also see the snow that'll set up here. This is more than likely I'm more confident in this, less confident in this, but boy oh boy. And if you take the low pressure system and you ride it all the way up the coastline, this would give our drought-busting snowstorm that we've needed in the northeast coastlines forever now. That would put a foot of snowfall from like Washington, D.C. all the way up to Maine. So that would be huge for snowfall for them. And snowfall down here in the deep south. I want to watch trends for the next day or two to see if this continues, which clearly hopefully it will. But this is a really, really, really good amount of snowfall for you guys in the deep south, which is something that trends with a trough that is dipping down like this. So unlike the GFS, the European has its flaws. The European does show nothing near the similarities here. There's the European run. It does actually have snow, so it does show the signal. And this is still 4 or 5 days out. Like I said, the signal is there. Could we see this low develop a little bit closer to the coastline and give us more moisture to work with like the GFS is showing? We're going to have to watch and see what happens. So if you were in Louisiana, the eastern and central Louisiana, up and down here along the coastline, this is the area that I am watching for a potential winter storm late weekend. Like I said, we'll see trends, tomorrow this completely could be gone, but right now this is what we're getting, and then, like I said, more confidence and a better chance of snowfall well up here over the next, really, 5 to 7 days here as we continue that northwesterly flow. Now, after we get through this weekend, what happens in the long range with the models? This is where the GFS and the Euro also sort of kind of agree. It does look like a maybe potential warm-up could be on the way here. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Here's our dips. There it is. There's the second one. This is into Monday, into Tuesday, into Wednesday, into Thursday, and then things change a slight little bit. By next weekend, this is the latest European run like it showed yesterday, that ridiculous run that we all saw on stream. It is back to showing a little bit of a warmer trend. You're going to get ridging on one side. This would favor severe weather over here potentially, and then you would get cold air coming in again on the back side of this. So the European is back to showing a potential severe weather setup next weekend, and then, after that, things become a little bit more uncertain on what's going to happen, but there it is. The GFS, surprisingly, on the latest run here, let me pull this through. believe it or not, the GFS has something on Saturday too. It's just not as potent of a trough, but it does have a shortwave trough here combined with a upper level trough, and you can see there would be some severe weather down here next weekend. So another area that we're watching, and then after that, things just get really, really uncertain. But yeah, you can see what we'd be looking at. In terms of temperature anomalies as well, kind of give us an idea of what we're looking at with our temperatures. Blue and all this purple, this is our below average. This is our above average. So you'll see 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves. And maybe afterwards, we'll see. Maybe a warm-up. We may get a warm-up, and then also this low develops down here, which would also be really weird. But the point of it is, guys, is it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold. It's going to be snowy. And then next weekend, we may be talking about potentially severe weather. The European brings that cold air more down into Monday and Tuesday. You can see the trough spinning. It's still, the Euro still likes this solution. It's so weird. Yesterday, the European brought all that cold air down here. Now it's keeping it further to the north, but oh my goodness gracious, it's still doing it. Stupid European model. There it is. There it is. That's the end of the run right there of the European today. How about that? Again, the European just going like, I want cold air, I want snow. These would be some nasty, nasty numbers. Let me look at, let's see here what we've got. We'll take a look at the short range models here in just a minute. Yeah, so it brings this warm front in next Friday, next Saturday, with a cold front attached to it. Winter storm up here, severe weather somewhere in here, and then we get like this icy transition mix. Look at this next weekend. It's like a mess. Ew. It's gross. That's really, really gross. I don't like that. Ugh. But yeah, like I said, guys, not a lot of excitement unless you like snowfall. I'm really interested to see if we get the 18Z or the OOZ tonight to trend with our models prior. Snow in the southeast would be interesting. Here's our temperatures. This is the wind chills, showing how cold it potentially could feel like as you're going into the weekend here. Look at this, guys. Ugh, these numbers next week. These numbers next week look gross. Wind chill values are going to be frostbite in 5 to 10 minutes almost. And then here comes that cold blast of air afterwards. Gosh. Dude, if we got wind chills in the Ohio Valley in the sub-30s. Ugh. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. Those are nasty numbers. All right, does anybody got questions, concerns, comments? Feel free to ask questions, guys. Don't be afraid. I would love to answer questions for you guys. Yeah. Let me look at, what does the Euro AI do? Hold on. Is the outbreak look possible next week? As of right now, no. It was a one-time run, it looked to be. Ready for snow in Cleveland, Tennessee? Hopefully you guys can get it, Colby. Hopefully we can get that moisture to be further to the north. But the pattern definitely favors it. It's just, can we get moisture up there? That's going to be the biggest thing. So the Euro AI keeps it a lot colder, a lot longer. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right, let's go look at some short models here. Let's go to the Ohio Valley, because I know you guys are going to start getting some snowfall here. There we go. You guys can see a little bit easier. So here's your jet stream. Cold front's already came through. Northwesterly flow has started. That low is going to be right over top. Right over top of PA and Ohio. That thing is just spinning. Excuse me. Look at the wind gust with this. Oh, it gets really windy on Friday with that second trough coming in. All right, let's look at this precip and see how the snow is going to fall. So the snow should start coming in. We should already start to see snowfall accumulation in western Ohio and central Ohio, like in the next hour. We should start to see those snowflakes fly. Maybe some moisture reaching into Kentucky. I'm not too, shocked on that to see that, but I don't think we'll get much with this. But overnight tonight, so decent banding of snowfall setting up, especially western Pennsylvania and eastern Ohio. I really like favorability here for snow. Do you expect this year's spring and summertime to be pretty hectic with severe weather? Yeah, and more than likely it will be due to us being in a neutral Enso cycle, and I'll walk through that here in just a second. Whoa! No, I don't want snow here. No, I don't want snow. I don't want that. No bueno. That's not happening. This is not happening. No bueno. Not in Mesomaut's house. Absolutely not. That is in like 48 hours. Why? Did the 12Z do that? $18Z her trended with more moisture. Interesting. Let's see how this plays out. I know, apparently it's sharing is caring, literally. Why do I get more? Michigan's gonna get railed. So, this is really complicated. It's like we get a dusting of snowfall in here. That's a dusting. That's like 0 to 1 inch. And then outside of that here, you get like 3 to 5. And then down here, you get like 1 to 2 inches of snow. That's horrible. But anyways, you guys get the gist. This is just through Friday morning. Sorry, Friday afternoon. I want to look at the NAM just because it's the NAM. Yeah, the NAM is dumb. I don't like the NAM. The NAM doesn't even have a lot of snowfall falling with this. I really think we're going to get way higher totals, especially in Pittsburgh, given the banding that sets up. Let me look. I'm just curious for a second. Sorry, this is the NAM 3K. I want the NAM. It has you guys in a hole, which makes sense. It's like the city just doesn't like snow on this go around. Now, do y'all want to see something funny? Do y'all want to see something funny? Let's look at yesterday's 18Z GFS run. Guys, if you don't know, if you weren't watching on social media yesterday, last night's GFS, or late evening's GFS, did a Hall of Fame snow run. It just went ballistic. Watch this. It's not doing it now, but look at this. This was last night's run. Ready for it? I think that was the 18Z. Am I looking at the Euro? I thought it was last night's GFS. Maybe it was the OZ. Hold on a minute. I want Tuesdays, not... There we go. I was like, what the hell? There we go. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Here it is. It did this last night. What in the absolute hell is that? Oh, my Lanta. One snowstorm. This is like 8 inches of snow per hour. Just kidding. I don't know what that is, but that's what it did. It's like, what the hell? Here we go. Here's what it did. I saw this came out last night and I was like, what in the absolute hell? That's 2 to 4 feet of snowfall in one snowstorm for one event is what the GFS did last night. Talk about a Fantasyland run. Like, yeah. It did on this run. It did on this run last night, Paige, and then last night the Euro did, and then they vaporized it. These are what we call Fantasyland runs, and they don't exist. This is like, dude, this is what they see in Alaska. Hold on. Look at these numbers. 45 inches for Pittsburgh, Cincinnati 39, like Dayton 36. This would be, that's crazy. Like, it's the GFS, but like, I saw this and I was like, what? Could you imagine getting 45 inches of snow? And Chelsea, dude, literally, there were people posting it all over social media last night, and I'm like, yep, there it is. The weather meanies got to make their money. They got to make their money. It's just, it's insane. And then you look at where we're now. This was last night's run. Look at now. Big difference. Big difference. So, like I said, you can only imagine in a situation like that, but, yeah, welcome to, the fun times. So, yeppers. Y'all got questions for me? Anything like that? If y'all have any type of questions, ask them away. Anything related to weather. We're going to stay on here just a little bit longer. This is a perfect time, as always. If y'all are new or don't know here, we are officially sponsored through 2026 with Roll and Go Painting Company. They are based out of Wisconsin. They cover pretty much all of Wisconsin, also within 100 miles of Austin, Texas, and 100 miles of Fort Myers, Florida. They do interior and exterior painting, so if you need a painting job done in 2026, they are the experts to go to. They actually show up on time, and they get the job done the right way, unlike other companies that slack off sometimes. They are licensed and insured, and they are serious about doing what they do the right way the first time. And so if you are interested in reaching out to them, their website is rollandgopainting.com. We'll be, like I said, partnered with them all year long this year for streams and videos. And like I said, they are also, like I said, run by real people, not by AI systems. So make sure you do that. And if you do make an appointment or mention Mesomat when you talk to somebody on the phone, make sure you do mention Mesomat because you get $150 off your project. So make sure y'all do that. And as always, I appreciate them for sponsoring the stream. And yeah, if you guys have questions, like I said, feel free to ask away. Is it possible for Central Ohio to see any snow squalls or bursts? Yes, absolutely possible. And Dalton, the honest thing too, bud, is you don't know where they're going to set up at. It's so difficult. Let's pull the map up here. Hold on. Let's pull the map up. Let's pull it up here. Let's see if we've got active radar already showing. There's our low. Yeah, and like I said, here it is. So, heavy banding snow already. Alyssa, I don't know if Alyssa's in the chat. She's going to get blasted from this here in a few minutes. Yeah, she's getting, the low is coming right into Western Ohio here. I expect some heavier bursts of snowfall than what's forecasted here in the next couple of hours with this coming in. Right as the lows dipping around. It's raining in Pittsburgh. You got to wait for that cold air to get here, but there it is. When is Nashville going to see a good amount of snow? That's a hard one. It's really, really hard to answer. We have cold air. We just don't have moisture. And, you know, not that that can't change, but we'll see. We'll have to see. But right now, I won't say you're going to get anything anytime soon right now. But here's our low moving in. I know, sorry, Dalton. It's not the answer you probably want, but maybe in the future. The second it pops up, I'll let you know. Looks like we may actually get some snow here in our backyard to come in northern Kentucky here soon, too. Off and on in Indy, yeah. I expect the heavier bands to be well up here. Let me see if it's showing the last hour's worth. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Anyways, you get the gist here. Yeah, that's the time frame. Let's look here. Ashley, by like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I think you guys are going to overdo. I really do. Someone's going to overdo in this area. It just depends on when you officially change over. It's only through early morning. It's just a very weak Clipper system. And then we get that second system that comes in behind. I'm not a fan of this. I don't know what in the world this is. Hold on. I need a Textro shell. What in the absolute hell is this? And why am I the target zone? What is this? I mean, like, that's just intense as hell. That's... Babe! Look at this! This is tomorrow night! Into Friday morning. This just showed up today on the Her. What is this? Oh! I was right. Here's the snowfall. It's a dusting. I would expect 1 to 2 inches in here. Maybe higher if it overdoes, but we'll be cold enough. Dude, what's happening up here? Dude, somebody in northern Indiana is about to get hammered with lake effect snowfall. That's the latest Her run. At Pittsburgh, you guys kind of sit in that 1 to 3 inch threshold. I think you get higher, especially the eastern side. This is snowfall on the latest Her run, guys, by the way. So, the classic old northwesterly flow. There it is. As that low dips down. Do you think Atlanta will get snow? Well, if you go off the GFS, sure. The GFS says yes. Well, yes, I think so. Yeah, the GFS says yes for this weekend. Dude, the Northeast would get hammered with this. They need this so bad up there. This would be the GFS's run from this afternoon. Or this afternoon. All the way down east-wise here. 7 inches in Montgomery, Alabama would be wild. I don't think that's going to happen. Hey, Ashley, I have some... Oh, it won't show it, I don't think. Damn it. I was going to say if it would show it, that'd be cool. But yeah, snow is cranking up. We'll watch radar sites, like I said. It is coming. Low is dipping down. I would expect snowflakes flying in southern Indiana and northern Kentucky here in the next couple of hours. Which means we may see some snow here in the next couple of hours too, babe. I don't think it'll be an accumulation, but... There's the banding setting up. Yeah, western Ohio is about to get whacked. A huge band coming through Fort Wayne. You can kind of see, like I said, the low is deepening, and as this crosses over into western Ohio here, we should see some pretty decent snowfall. Specifically in this area right in here. I don't know if she's watching, but specifically in that area right in there. I'm going to call for 2 feet of snow right in here in the next couple of hours. 2+ feet of snow. Just kidding. You might get a dusting. Yeah, Michigan will be the areas that see higher snowfall totals. But outside of that, one can only hope. One can hope that heavy banding sets up, or better banding sets up, and you get more snow than forecasted. So it's always a possibility. You never know. But Yepers. Woo! But y'all got any more questions before we get ready to wrap this stream up? Like I said, we're doing little weather updates each day this week until things start to change with our pattern, and I can talk for longer. Excuse me. Oh, man. What y'all think? Oh, Chelsea, I don't know if you're still in here. I meant to mention your pattern. So I'm going to draw something here. We're just going to go here and act like we're not in the North Pacific. So El Nino pattern, your jet stream typically goes like this. This is the United States. Actually, hold on. Let me turn this crap off. There we go. All right. As I was saying, El Nino jet stream, you typically have a high pressure dominating down here. And then your jet stream goes like this, because that ridge is developing, which gives us a drought down south, and it typically favors less severe weather. If it does favor severe weather, it's up in the Midwest most of the times. When you've got a... Actually, let me do it this way. When you've got a La Nina pattern, which is what we have now, high pressure dominates typically most of the times over here, and your jet stream goes like this, which is what we're seeing. That's that consistent northwesterly flow that we're seeing, which puts the snowfall up here. Neutral season for this year, for spring, your jet stream does this. And then that's where we get severe weather outbreaks springtime-wise. Most of the time. It can be wonky. Sometimes you can have a ridge. Sometimes you can have a ridge. It just really depends on what the pattern is showing. How often is the GFS right compared to the European is king? 100%, especially when it comes to winter weather. Why is the winter weather harder to predict than stormy weather? Because you have to rely on a bunch of other factors like cold air being in place, it being cold enough. When you have severe weather, you're looking for instability and shear and that's in moisture. That's really about it. Those three things. There's other things that go into it behind the scenes, but that's that. Winter weather, it's timing of the low, timing of the trough, timing of of literally everything. It's all timing. It's just annoying. You have to wait. Are we going to see snow in Morristown, Tennessee? Yes, you guys are. This weekend, Appalachian snowfall there. Very, very much possible. I would think you guys would be around 1 to 3 inches. Higher elevations will see more, but that's actually crazy, Lisa. That's where my one of my grandparents lives. Crazy. Small world. Are you currently in meteorology for school right now? Yes, I am. I just started back to school literally this month. I'm taking algebra. I'm actually taking Calc 1 right now, Dalton, so it's a fun time. I took an algebraic topology. Functional analysis and real analysis. Is this true? Math hard. Yeah, it is. It's just calc. It's calculus and physics is what it is. Yes, and yes. Absolutely. That's correct, Emmanuel. He agrees with me 100%. But yeah, it is difficult, but if you sit down and you get the work done and you do it right, you're good to go. I think it's definitely been a challenge for me. I will say that. More of the challenge has been sitting down and doing it. I'm a person that likes to procrastinate sometimes, so I'll say I'll do my schoolwork another day, and then another day, and another day, as I've done the last 2 days. I'm doing school once I get done with this live stream with you guys. Don't let it scare you. Physics and math, you'll need it though. It'll be worth it at the end of the day. You'll be able to do a lot of things with that once you get your degree finished, if that's what you're going for. I'm speaking for myself because, yeah. Yep, there it is. Yep. Bro agrees with me 100%. I'm not worried. I'm about to crack in on this. I'm about to open this book up and go for it. So. But anyways. Woo! Oh, man, guys. I'm ready for March and April to get here. I'm ready for severe weather season to be back. I'm ready to cover it. I'm ready to talk about it. I get excited for severe weather. This snow BS just, it irritates me. It absolutely irritates me. Also, guys, speaking of which, I haven't done this in a while. I gotta find it. Here, just a second. Hold on. I'm thinking. Nope, hold on. If you guys have not checked out my merch, go check out my merch. Also, the website is revamped. Rochelle has been working hard on the website over the last couple of months. We have a bunch of amazing things here for hurricane seasons, live satellite, live radar, watches and warnings, national temperature, all that stuff is on the website here. Go check it out. And then we have the merch. I'll be probably adding some new stuff here soon too, but I want to see more people check it out and look at it and buy stuff before I start adding more stuff. It comes with phone cases, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that stuff. If you were interested in it, lots of colors, lots of stuff, go check it out. I've actually got to get some stuff this week. I probably need to get a new phone case too. And then it has all of my latest stuff that gets posted, the live stream, the updates, all of that stuff. And yeah. So definitely go check it out. Super, 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 super cool stuff. If you guys have requests, you can also email me on there, and I can make a request as well. The mug is fire. Did you get one, Meg? Oh, yeah. I was about to say that you're about to get one probably. And they're cheap. They're only like $14, and that's with everything. So, and yeah, it's great. And I think there is... I'll have to add another color. Yeah, I'll probably add another color on there. I will. And then we have stickers. I think, hold on. I know there's more on here. Oh, we have a white one too. There, sorry, I knew I had a white one in here. I gotta fix the stickers. Oh wait, it's just a white background. I was like, I gotta fix the sticker. I gotta add some more stuff on here, but yeah, the white one has the slogan on the back, and then the black one's just the standard. Shucks, the hoodie. The black one's just a standard mug with a logo. What is the hoodie made out of? It should be. I believe it's a light one. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check here. Yeah, it's cotton and it is heavyweight. It is a heavyweight fabric. So it'd be like more for winter. I'm gonna add some lighter stuff on there when we get closer to like February-ish. But yeah, I've got some work to do, but there's different colors on here. It's absolutely worth it, and I put it on discount as well because it was usually a lot more expensive than what it is. So it's just standard. Yeah, I've got to add some more stuff on here. I'll probably start working on that next week. If you guys have requests too, let me know. I can do that on here. The unisex t-shirt as well, pretty standard too. Black, charcoal, brown, the white one, or the pink, not the pink, the natural and then the white. Yeah, I like the maroon. The maroon looks good too. It does look good. So yeah, and the logo will be white, unlike on my all of my stuff where it's like silver. I couldn't get the silver to like really line up with it, so the logo is going to be like the white. But I think it looks really good. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. Phone cases fit every single phone as well. All Samsung, all iPhone as well. And like I said, the t-shirt. And like I said, I'll work on getting some new stuff out on here. I've only had one person buy something so far since it's been out. So until we get more orders, I will start working on new stuff. And like I said, if you guys have requests or anything like that, feel free to do that. And we will we'll get rolling on that there. So other than that, guys, can you do Apple Pay? I think you can, actually. I think so. Let me double check, actually, now that you're asking questions. Let me, like, go and try and buy one. Let's try and check one out. No, it's just Google Pay. I would probably get a medium. I think it fits to your size. I'll have to check here. There's all the payment options, though. Sadly, Apple Pay is not on here. I wish it was. I think you can pay with Link, though, too. I like tracking severe storms way more. I do. So, let me get rid of that here. But yeah, I'll add some more stuff next week. I'll start working on that. Get some new stuff put out to you guys. Get some new ideas, all that stuff, etc. But yeah. Yeah, PayPal also is on there as well. Yes, it is on there. It is. It has all the stuff on here, so. But yeah. Oh, then that may work. That may work then, Ashley. That'd be cool. Oh, sizes. I can add kids stuff, I believe, Claire. Look at the size guide. I don't know if you know your inches or your centimeters on like your length and stuff. But as small as 28 over 8.5, or centimeters, it's 71 over 47. No, Pumpkin is no longer in the background. I had to give up the thingy-majigger. It was just not working out with my setup at all, with my new way that I moved my stuff around. So I'm gonna get something else for her to sit in at some point. I'm probably gonna get like a little bed or something to sit over here, but I think Pumpkin's out in the living room with Rochelle. Yeah, double check and look and see, Claire. If you check your your shirt sizes. It should say inches and centimeters, and you should be able to guesstimate based off of this. I would get a medium if it was you, but it looks pretty good. All right. I got to wrap things up, guys, and get some school done for today. I appreciate y'all very much. Weather team, thank you as always. We will be back on here again tomorrow, hopefully in the morning. I keep saying that. It's never going to happen. It's literally never going to happen. The one day that I get on in the morning before 10 o'clock would shock everybody, I feel like. But anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you guys back in here tomorrow. Peace out.